Hi and good evening. Welcome to the SMIB weekly product training for the month of July 2022. Do you want to have a 30 years old brain when you reach 60? Having better memory, high level of creativity, improved problem solving? Despite being 60, your mind is still clear, sharp, and active just like when you are still young. How great would that be? What's the secret behind this? Let's learn more from our product specialist, Claudia Amanda.
All right, good evening, everybody. Woohoo! Great to see all of you once again in our monthly product training, and it's always a pleasure for me to share with you tonight. Okay, so isn't what CK said amazing, right? You can be 60, but your mind can still be in 30s. Well, if given the chance, who do not want it? And who knows, maybe after this session, if you have followed through our principles, you may live being smarter. Yeah, all right, it's a very exciting session today. So we'll be learning a lot of new things. So please allow me some time to share my screen. Yes. Okay. Okay, many people think that diseases to do with the brain or brain degenerative disease is always happening when a person is nearing their old age, right? Things like dementia or Alzheimer's is a disease of the elderly. Well, surprisingly, scientists may disagree. They say that, in fact, the very first sign that a person has Alzheimer's before the symptoms starts as early as decades before. So to be honest, after looking at this, it's not so strange after all, because you don't just wake up one day being 80. Oh, I forget everything. I have dementia at 80. Okay. In fact, the signs and the degenerative process of the brain is traced as early on as your 30s to your 40s, Yes, okay, brain scans show that it can trace back as early as your early 30s, and your brain will already start to slow down. So what caused our brain to degenerate or to slow down? There are two major factors that influences this. Number one is that our brain has this natural capacity to remove waste product. But due to some form of brain dysfunction, this process is haywire. Okay, become a lot slower. And just like how our kidneys is responsible for the whole body, the brain also has its very own detoxification system. And next is blood vessels. Okay, so if your blood vessel fail to deliver blood and nutrients, if the blood circulation is not really going on well here, your brain will be deprived of oxygen, of ions, and other components that's very important to make it alert. So when both of these things happen, okay, it is actually toxic. Yes, it is actually a toxic thing. Okay, it will harm your brain. And all these things happen very subtly as you progress in your age, all right? So when they accumulate, you'll start to be highly inflammatory. Your neuron will lose its ability to communicate, to function, and it will eventually lead to your nerve cell to die and it will shrink. So this is a picture of a brain wasting, okay, in an advanced Alzheimer's disease. So you can see this is the brain that's already been degenerative, and this is a normal brain. So you can see there's a very big difference. One is very empty already. It's like slowly, like there's nothing much compared to a healthy brain. So I'm sure nobody wants to have the brain scan we saw just now, right? Where your brain just becomes hollow. And we want to be as alert as we can. Okay, it doesn't matter what age is our physical age, but we want to be young here, right? And that's actually possible. Yeah, it's possible. And so what can we do to enhance that process? And what are factors that will lead it to become worse? Okay, so in order for us to take good care, we need to know what is the danger first. So what increases the risk of a brain to degenerate? You may be surprised, or not really, okay, that it is really just insulin. Some of you may think that, okay, yeah, you always talk about insulin, but with the next few slides, you will see there is a good reason why it has a correlation with the brain health, right? So high sugar and insulin in the brain is found to harm your brain's connective activity. Okay, there's a lot of connections in our brain, and when there's a lot of sugar and insulin, it just makes your command center haywire and it's overwhelmed. So all these connections will start to deteriorate. And when that happens, of course, when you have high sugar, your blood flow to the brain is not as good, right? So there will be less oxygen and all the vitamin Bs that your brain needs and all the energy, right? It will be stopped also. And not to mention, your brain's natural capacity to detox itself from all these toxins is also affected. So high sugar and insulin can deter, all right, all this function, and it could accelerate the process of our brain shrinking and wasting away. Okay, and scientists found such a correlation with the sugar and the brain that now they're starting to say that the next diabetes type 3 is actually in the brain. Okay, it has a lot to do with brain degenerative disease. Yeah, and as if that's not bad enough, one day of poor sleep will lead a person to have pre-diabetes the next day, you know. Isn't that crazy? Well, I know I don't sleep well every day. So if that adds up, I will be pre-diabetes for many days, you know. So as if that's not worse enough, we know that many times before we sleep, okay, there are a lot of thoughts that will come into our mind. Most of the time, all our thoughts come in right before we sleep. Then we think about tomorrow, or what I need to do tomorrow, I need to do this, that, do. So all these things, when it adds up and even stress in the day, will further dampen the quality of sleep that you will have at night. Okay, it's going to affect your stage 1 to stage 4 sleep, your deep sleep, your quality of sleep, not the hours, yeah, it's the quality. And this will, when you don't sleep well, then you will be stressed again, right? So this will further exacerbate high sugar and insulin levels, and it will double damage your brain. Okay, it will further make it worse and make it age even faster. So in order for us to tackle this, we have to look at 3 main principles. Okay, the 3 things we need to do. Number 1, we just have to manage our insulin levels. Okay, it's really more than just diabetes, okay, high blood pressure. It is something that sustains our brain even. So at all costs, we have to maintain it good at all the time. And we have to be able to manage stress effectively. Okay, of course, an encouraging word can help a person a lot. But if a person have the right nutrients, okay, they can really help them to boost their mind. It can help them to manage stress many times more. All right, and of course, taking advantage of foods and other supplements that can further boost the health of the brain, making it young and active. Okay, so in order to achieve the first point, all right, okay, there are actually foods that are being studied, okay, that can help us to achieve insulin and cholesterol control. Okay, so the only food that can be effective in this area really is soluble fiber. Okay, and actually, okay, I can't go into this in detail, but not all the food has soluble fiber. Okay, green leafy vegetables is not in this category. Okay, it's only to a specific type of fiber that will become like a gel when you eat it in your body. Okay, and there's an amount we have to hit in a day is 7 to 13 grams. Okay, so soluble fiber, they are these foods, okay, commonly that we see has high amounts of it. Okay, unfortunately, we have 2 problems. Number 1, we don't eat this every day. And number 2, even if we do eat it, we are definitely not hitting 7 grams minimum. All right, how many apples you have to eat to hit 7? Okay, that's just an example. So because of this, we're not the only one to realize the problem. Okay, there are other health segments out there, okay, also have their own solution to this problem. So many would know that the organic shops or drugstore would have their own type of fibers, right? And they are all in this really nice packaging, very attractive color. They have all the fruits in front, you know, and make you feel that, wow, if I drink this, it will benefit me a lot, right? So what kind of fiber is inside? So this brand A have 3 types, okay, chia seeds, psyllium husk, and kiwi. Wow, you know, And when you look at the nutrition content, they never say one, what is in the soluble and insoluble fiber. It's they don't say it, And the reason is because maybe it has not hit the minimum amount to be declared at the nutrition label, so you can't really find any information on it, But people, actually, they don't see, they just see very nice packaging, they just buy, right? And next is this, oats. Okay, we see many. Okay, and they have a lot of claims that, you eat this, then it will help you to reduce your cardiovascular disease. But if you look at the ingredient, there's one type, oats. Okay. Literally, that's what you get. Okay, beta-glucan, but they can say a lot of things. Okay, the fiber content is slightly better, okay, than the first one. It has 3 grams per serving. Okay. And next are competitors that are closer to us, all right? This is a very well-known one, all right? And they also have their own fiber supplements. So they have 3 main types, is maltodextrin, okay, these 3, and they have a slightly more fiber content, all right? And of course, this is also another one, brand D, that has 5 types, okay, but some of their sugar cane, the sources are standing on the fence, not very convinced, all right? But okay, granted, they still have 2 grams of soluble fiber. So a lot of these out there, their main feature is just they are hovering around this segment. So how about unicity and where do we stand? And how do we fare among our competitors? So just a look at the ingredient list already tell you the answer. And am I right? Okay, look at it, it's already so detailed. Okay, first of all, just one sachet have 6 types of fiber you see here, okay? This biosphere fiber and all of these already, okay? And just in one sachet, there is also a special section that targets on cholesterol production for C+, okay? So it's just these 3, all right, okay? And of course, the mechanism is very sophisticated. And on top of that, we also boosted with 13 vitamin and minerals. And some of them that we saw just now, they don't even boost with any vitamin and mineral, it's just fiber, that's it. Okay, and they don't have the mechanism that can really give the effectiveness that we're looking for in reducing our insulin and cholesterol levels. And of course, also similarly, it has the same type of sophistication. Okay, it has 5 types of fiber, and it has unicity 7x. Okay, so this is a very special kind that's targeted towards carbohydrate, sugar, insulin, and it will promote weight loss. And it's also further boosted with 14 vitamin and minerals. Okay, so there are many levels above what is out there. Okay, so BioServe is indeed a superior formula. All right, no doubt. Okay, for those who have been with us, you will know this is the reason why it has been our core product all these years. Okay, because of the technology, and just one packet, you have 7 types of soluble fiber. And just taking 2 packets alone, you have already achieved the target, okay, which is 6 to 8 grams. Okay, you've already achieved at least the 7 grams that's recommended. So this is the reason people who don't take BioServe, right? How can they manage their cholesterol? Because they're not even meeting the minimum requirement, But those who consume our products can see the difference themselves. Okay, so it's more than just a fiber supplement. It has 7 types of fiber. The amount of fiber, the technology is backed by research and testimonials. We have plenty of them. And it has a 30 years of history. Okay, so with the research that I've done, we can confidently say that there is really nothing as effective as BioServe. Okay, so after going through this main point, we want to go into the second one, okay, managing stress effectively. So as we know, stress is something that we cannot avoid, right? Everybody will face it. So naturally, we want to drink something to just uplift us, okay, to uplift our spirits. So naturally, many people would crave and will lean towards energy drinks or coffee. But that's a problem. No doubt we give you that high and the feel-good factor with coffee, but it comes with a set of side effects that are not really desirable, such as jitter, you feel very nervous, and there's this addiction that you feel like if you don't take it the next day, you cannot live. And the worst thing is really the hidden calories and the sugar that really brings more harm. And caffeine in coffee is actually not very good. Okay, it stays in our body for a long time and they don't get metabolized. But there is another type of alternative. It's a type of tea known as yerba mate. Okay, it's a South American tea that research find that it does the complete opposite of coffee, but it gives a kind of benefit to us that outweighs more than coffee. All right. Not just only you feel great, okay, energized, but you don't feel jitter, you don't feel nervous, you don't crash, you don't have the addiction. And the best thing is that it's low calories, no sugar, and there's just only benefit, okay, of this. There really isn't a side effect, okay, with yerba mate. So what really makes us different is the chlorogenic acid. Okay, this is the secret really behind yerba mate and what makes it so special. Okay, there are research that says that this particular active ingredient is a natural mood food, okay, psychiatric and cognitive disorder, neuroprotective effect, and even effect of helping mental diseases, okay? So, I mean, there can be a lot of yerba mate we can find, right? Just go to online, you can find it. So what makes us different? Okay, it boils down to the technology. Okay, Unicity have this 5-step process, but the main few process I want you to focus on is the 2 to number 5, the fire roasting, extraction, concentration, and purification. This is 4 times, the concentration, So this leaves it with a highly purified formula, okay, that's very concentrated. So much so that it can give us 375 times more chlorogenic acid than a yerba mate powder. So you just imagine all the benefits that we learned from yerba mate just now is increased so many times more with Unicity's yerba mate formula. And not only that, okay, when you compare it to tea and coffee, it has 100 times more chlorogenic acid than a cup of green tea, and it has 60 times more chlorogenic acid than a cup of coffee. So this is the reason why with Uni Mate, frankly, you don't really experience any negative effect, but just a very calm sense of confidence, and it gives you sustained energy throughout the day. So if you have Uni Mate, okay, more than just metabolic health, but it can really bring a lot of benefit to your brain. Okay, taking this will definitely give you the mental clarity that you need, okay, and the emotional health that you need to stay happy, okay, and just be sharp, okay, make your brain moving, your neurotransmitter to be in a good balance, and it can help to boost your brain, right? So in combination, both of these will help you to feel great and make you feel awesome, and not just physically, but mentally as well, right? So now, the next step, on step 3, I'll pass the time to Linda. She will continue with this.
Thank you, Claudia. So I will continue with the nutrition, like food and especially the nutrients. What are the nutrients that can boost your healthy brain? So there are 8 key nutrients. First is magnesium. It is used for energy production in overall, and you can find them in mostly vegetables and bean sources. Next is vitamin D. Vitamin D helps improve your memory and brain cell function. So you can get them easily from sunshine, eating some oily fish like mushroom, tuna, herrings, or cod. And next is vitamin E. Vitamin E is a potential antioxidant and help reduce the stress on your brain. It's the same source that you can get from some fish, the oily fish, nuts and seeds mostly. Next, zinc. Zinc is trace minerals, but it helps control the impulses of your neurons. So it helps connect between your brain cell. You can get it from mostly the animal source like seafood, beef, a bit of seeds as well. Next, B vitamins. So maybe some of you are already aware that B vitamins is also crucial for energy production. B vitamins can also improve your mood. If you have anxiety, for example, it helps with increasing your stress tolerance. You can get most of the B vitamins from legumes, nuts, and seeds. Iron. Iron helps with stimulating the cognitive activity. So we need this every day. We can get it from mostly red meats. And omega-3, it comprises, it's in your brain cells. You can find it and it's needed by the brain cells. It helps with brain function and the nervous system. Mostly we can get from taking oily fish, mostly from the marine sources. And vitamin C, last but not least, vitamin C is also a good antioxidant, and we can get it from the mostly citrus fruits. It helps with different neurochemical catalysts. So it helps with the processing of your brain. This product, chlorospirulina especially, contains some of these important nutrients that you need for your brain. So chlorospirulina contains 60 to 70% protein, and there are many kinds of amino acids. Amino acids are the smaller part of protein. It's already readily digestible, and it's easier to be absorbed by our body. So they are 9 essential amino acids. And in this chlorospirulina, you can get all of these 9. Essential amino acids are the type of amino acid that we cannot produce by ourselves. The rest we can make ourselves in our body. But the 9 essential we need it from other sources, like marine foods, like seafood, meat, and fruits, vegetables as well. So there are 18 types of amino acids in one chlorospirulina. Next. There are also 8 types of important minerals, and some of them are really needed by our brain. For example, iron, magnesium, and zinc. The calcium, manganese, phosphorus are good for our bones. The sodium and potassium are good for our transport system. So it's for the overall metabolism of our body. It's quite complete with the essential minerals that we need. And also with chlorospirulina is rich in iron. So if you have iron deficiency, maybe you will feel like easily tired, and then have a pale skin, lack of color is not right. You can feel lethargy throughout the day. So it's not really good when you have iron deficiency. Mostly in women, it happens a lot because we bleed every month. So if you are bleeding, having your period by that time, taking chlorospirulina is a good idea. Another good thing for ladies, chlorospirulina also makes your hair stronger and looks nice, and it strengthens your nails. In addition, there are also 12 types of vitamins, and most of them are B vitamins. B vitamins is very crucial for our brain development. Other are vitamin C, D, and E. So chlorospirulina has quite complete vitamins that we need for our healthy brain. Next. What does your B vitamins do? It helps with mostly metabolism, like the energy production, connecting between nerve system in your body and neuron in the brain. And next. They use for DNA synthesis or making DNA and RNA. It is available in 140 kinds of enzymes. It helps with communication between cells, especially your brain cells. It helps with using carbohydrate, protein, and fat as the energy source for our body, and many more. So I will show you here one kind of process in our body. Next, please. Yep, it's called citric acid cycle. It's the cycle of energy production in our body. So with this, if you look, there are so many letters with B3, B1, B3, B5, 7, and so on. It means that even in one cycle, we already need different kinds of vitamin B. That's why vitamin B is crucial for our body, for energy production, and for our brain activity. It helps with powering the brain as well. Next, please. Omega-3, another nutrient that is also good for our brain health. It helps with the elasticity, the fluidity. So it keeps your brain stays young, basically. Unicity have Omega Life 3 and Omega Life 3 Resolve. What makes it a good Omega-3? So Omega-3 gives you a lot of benefit. First, it helps with memory functioning. Next is promoting gut health, keeps a good healthy heart, helps with joint, supporting joint, control your blood pressure, encourage the hair growth, and also for your appearance, helps with glowing and clear skin. We can get omega-3 from both mostly seafood and also from plants. But seafood has more EPA and DHA compared to plants. In plants, we call it as alpha-linoleic acid. Remember that if you have stress, it can be from anywhere. It can kill your brain cells. So make sure that you are able to manage your stress. Have some time to soothe your mind, to relax your mind. Okay, next. How it works, it destroys your nerve cells little by little. That is responsible for emotion, learning, and memory capability. And then this area called hippocampus will not be able to work properly to regenerate your broken cells. And what happened? Finally, stress will shrink brain. If you see Claudia explain about the healthy brain and the shrinking brain, so the white matter is actually shrinking. You can see from the scan. Okay. The white matter have so many important skills that we need. So it is for decision making, for problem solving, for self-control. When people lose this white matter, they will start to lose emotional balance or mental health balance, mostly. Okay. This is a study saying that if you take omega-3 regularly every day for several months, the white matter will change. So eventually the one who got white matter already shrink, it can actually regrow. Next. Please open everything, brain A, B, C. We compare some of this product that we found on the shelf of the supermarket for omega-3 products and compared it with our omega. So our omega actually has the most content of EPA and DHA. They might be all the same, 1000 milligram of fish oil, but fish oil contain EPA and DHA. When you buy the products, you need to look at the back of the nutrition panel, how much EPA or how much DHA. And when we compare this one, omega-3 from Unicity has the highest amount of EPA and DHA. So it is what makes also the Unicity omega-3 is special and better than the common omega-3 supplements you have on the market. And the latest Unicity Omega Life 3 Resolve also got thing called as resolvins. Resolvins is available in fish oil, but the amount is actually very little, maybe only 10%. But with the Unicity Omega Resolve, the amount is 10 times more actually than the usual amount. So resolvin is responsible for anti-inflammation. It helps with brain integrity, it helps with inflammation, and it helps with fluidity and flexibility of your brain cells as well. Next. So from this, if you feel like it's too late, then it's never too late. You can also start now to preserve your brain and make your brain healthier. Maybe some of you got like symptoms already. Then you can start with taking the products of the Unicity. Now, set next. There are 3 key principles to follow. First, got your insulin levels on check, manage your stress, and don't forget to use supplement. Take your supplements daily. And lastly, keeps your brain active, whether it's physical activity or learning new things, everything can help with better brain health. Thank you. We are on time, I guess. So if you have questions, please write your question on the chat column. I hope you still remember since the first slide, yeah, how the brain works and so on, and what products are good for your brains. So basically, there are Life, omega-3, chlorospirulina, Unimate, they are good for your brain.
Okay, thank you everyone for your attention and great sharing from Winda. Okay, so there's this question, what about Biostaf E, what does it solve? Winda, you want to answer this?
You can go.
Oh, okay. Biostaf E is more towards powering the mitochondria in your cells. So it's more towards physical energy, okay, exerting more force, okay. For example, if you need to do some explosive activity or you need to run around, okay. So Biostaf E, the mechanism is more towards powering your mitochondria in your cell. So as for Unimate, it's more towards the brain, okay, chlorogenic acid, neurotransmitter and things like that. Okay. So, okay, all right, I'll answer your first question. And what is the difference between chlorophyll and chlorospirina? Are they duplicable ingredients? All right, I know they look similar, okay, because both green, and stuff like that, but they're actually different. So chlorophyll is actually the green pigment that you can find in trees and things like that, right? So this green pigment is actually involved in the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen, right? In energy production and mainly in the area of detoxification also, because it takes waste product and convert it into nutrients, right? So chlorophyll, the main function is more towards detoxification, drink it for blood, okay, for blood detoxification. It brings off waste product with sodium copper chlorofylline, okay, yes, the main thing for when you're sick, if you want to cool down, then that is a good option. But chlorospirina is algae that you find deep in the sea. So it is high in nutrients, okay, in vitamin and minerals that Winda have also spoken in detail, all the vitamin and mineral that's involved for brain function, for energy production and things like that. So spirulina is more towards multivitamin, and chlorophyll is more towards detox. Yeah. Okay, so chlorospirina and omega, there's so much goodness in chlorospirina and omega. I'm tempted to recommend them to a 6-month-old, which I should not. Yes, you should not. Minda being a mother herself also. No.
Yeah. Well, our
Young, right? It's too young.
it could be safe to consume, but usually under 2 years, babies don't require supplementation unless the pediatrician asks them for supplementation. Well, yeah, there are a lot of things going on during the 3 years of their growth, and so much. If I explain now, maybe we'll take another session. So yeah, for kids, not
No.
not for under 2 years.
Yeah. Okay, you mentioned there are 6 types of fiber in. Yeah, correct. That's true. Okay. Oh, why is fiber needed? I heard fiber is bad. Where do you hear that fiber is bad? I think this is the first time I hear fiber is bad, Fiber is good, okay? We really need it. It's only bad if you consume it with food that is high in sugar, all right? Or if you eat too much, that it has bloating or gasiness effect. But generally, fiber is great, for good passage or stool motion, and obviously, it's anti-cancer and stuff like that. So there's a lot of benefits in fiber, and of course, insulin and cholesterol control. What is the youngest age you can recommend? Actually, we cannot recommend if it's as according to US, all right. We cannot recommend for children actually. So because we don't have any studies done on them, so officially we cannot recommend for children. Yeah. Youngest
instead,
age.
Some addition. Instead, if the mother is breastfeeding, it's good for the mother to take the spirulina and omega, because the young ones can get it.
Oh, yeah.
Can get it from the milk, and also spirulina itself can help with increasing the amount of breast milk production.
Oh, okay. Great. All right. So hope that helps, GC. Okay, so we eat crabs and rice. Will it affect fiber as it is sugar? You mean carbs, is it? We eat carbs and rice. Oh, yeah, actually it will, So that's the reason we have to take Biosaf S, because Biosaf S is a very special type of fiber. It's not the fiber that, that will increase, because most of the carbs we eat, frankly, it will spike up one. Maybe that's where you say, fiber is not good. But our type of fiber does not do that. It will actually reduce the impact of it and help to reduce our insulin and sugar. So you have to take Biosaf S before taking your crab and rice. Okay, unofficially, it will be very safe to recommend both the product.
Still, just consult the pediatrician, because we do have like a scale or a graph of babies and toddlers, usually how they grow, the body weight, height, the head circumference. If the baby is underweight or have problems with their growth, then consult the physicians. They will suggest any supplement, and you can also ask about the supplement from Unicity.
Yeah, I think that's
they
great
will
advice.
know how much you need, and what is the content of the exact nutrients what they need for their growth.
Yep. Okay, so well, seems like today we have quite a lot of questions. It's quite good. Okay, we can still answer one or two if there's any. Okay, if there is not any questions, then it's great. I think we had a great time today, right, Winda? With the questions and everything.
Great.
Okay.
All
right. So thank you very much,
That's
everybody, for your time today. All right. Yeah, it's needed. All right. So please make sure you tune into next week's session, because we have a special guest, Dr. Erin, and she'll be continuing our previous topic, and she'll be talking about more deep into genes and things like that. So I think it's great to have an expert, a scientist that can really give us good answers. So I highly encourage you to ask questions, okay? Because after her session, there'll be Q&A. So ask everything that you have about genes, about of course, Genomceutical related to our products. Okay, she'll be the best person to answer because we can't get her all the time. So maybe just this year, it's just this one time, right? So tell your friends and family and get the word out, and don't miss this chance, okay? That we get to hear from the head of our scientist team. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. All right, thanks for coming. So Minda, you have anything you say?
Well, there is one more comment from GC. Omega is that's true. So when I was having my first child, I also took the omega-3 supplementation every day. And that's true because it's needed for the brain development, apart from other supplements, yeah. Yeah, so if you have pregnant mother, you can suggest, breastfeeding mother, you can suggest, because omega is very good. And spirulina is works best for producing breast milk.
Thank you, everybody. All right, see you. Thanks, Minda. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye.
See you.